One Flatro, at times, a diamond in the rough, stands big under pressure, and this position could definitely catch them off guard. Back turn! Oh, that's so much damage. Synopsy! Oh, it's close! Imagine! As he takes res to 60, had that been a headshot.
Jeez, it's always got to be close. Hey, I mean, lots of competitive rounds in the second half. Unfortunately, most of them have been when they don't really have odds to win.
God damn. Oh.
Some of these shots are, you know, firecrackers. Ridiculous. But still. Even through all that resistance, it's NIP who are winning the rounds. They're on fire with this 5-round streak. They're one away from tying up. And now it becomes stressful. They're close to the win, but the mood has changed. I mean, NIP are taking this very seriously.
No doubt. And at the same time, we've got Bad News Eagles. You know, emotion is...
They're obviously missing some experience in the mid-rounds.
Yep.
So, like, opening frags, I feel very confident for Bad News Eagles. They look like they're ready to take the fight on B. The op looks good from GXX. But from there on, they don't really solidify that naturally, and I think that's where and Ninja's experience is starting to shine through a bit.
No doubt. No doubt at all. You know, Bad News Eagles, as impressive as this series has been, as exciting and as unique as some of their decisions, you know, their aggression, I'm going to sit here and praise it all day, but they wouldn't be the first team when given a chance to close maps in a very important match, fall at that final hurdle. GXX going to give them another 5v4.
Yeah, and you know what? They pick up 2 ops. I love this adjustment. I mean, when things aren't working or when things are working for too long, those are 2 good situations to pick up the op, to introduce a new challenge that NIP have to figure out.
And honestly, we haven't seen it since they used it once, but that full-fledged Molotov execute into the B site, they've got the utility to do it. At least 2 mollies, tons of smokes.
And we are looking at a smoke within the B site. That's one to connect the pillar to quad, and now the exec is coming forward. Let's see how they respond.
Synopsy hiding behind the little pillar. He's got 3 players on the cusp of this bomb site. Missed shot, pressure all around him. And Scenari, now he's being swarmed. He takes a player off.
I know.
But GXX boosted One Flatro, who doesn't get kills. Brolin, well, he may have done enough, but Regon drops bomb, continues on. Hampus' shots from over top coffin. And now the 1v1 versus the Swedish prodigy in Brolin. Regon goes right back to the exact same position. They are so close on this smoke. Who's gonna take this kill this round to make a world of difference? Where has he gone? Brolin doubles back to the side of the site. The sound is there for Regon, but where did he go?
He got off.
Brolin, like ships in a night, they cross silently, and he comes out with the clutch.
Oh, man. That could have been it. That moment. Regon worked so hard. He even got HE damage off. God damn, that clutch comes down to the finest margins.
He embodies his role as a ninja and disappears. A tap, a peek, a clutch.
Not even enough time to plant a bomb again. That's the X factor that Brolin brings to Nip.
This kid is cold. And Ninja's in pajamas running hot. Tie this game 13 apiece and have Bad News Eagles back on the broken bye.
Here's the other component to the comeback, though. Even like we see very competitive rounds throughout, and even though NIP are winning them, they constantly have to take themselves to new levels to keep that streak growing. And as they get closer to the finish line, Bad News Eagles, they start to reach a certain threshold of information, right? They've almost seen everything. And with all that information, that's the final test. They'll have a real chance in this next round when they buy.
That's enough.
To use that data they've accumulated to put together a real perfect round. And they, again, are getting 5v4s. I think the double op adjustment was great. They probably won't be able to do that again. So they might have to dig deep and still be considered by NIP. Even though it's a huge comeback, it's been very contested in every single step. And this one's not even a given.
But they pull a player off of this. Nope. Regon does come back. Flash into the cubby.
Their deagles, their deagles are
Driva.
He dives back
Jag
into
var
the
roligt.
library, expecting a bit more pressure. Juan Flatro, dangerous game. Peeks into the short side. GXX pressed close. Esatag gets that arch player down. That's damage into Rez. GXX tucks down into the little pit. Juan Flatro with the MP9. Another hit. That headshot through the Synopsy with the wall bang pushes it onto Plopsky.
He has to plan.
4 seconds. He needs the kills. He's got that first, but ice cold from Saneri. Bad news.
Bravo,
Eagles break
bravo.
through.
And a kill after time is over, and that's
Finally.
the 14th.
Finally! That has got to be such an injection of energy. What are those kills, bro? What are those kills?
Wall bang through the library door.
Diamonds made under
God,
pressure.
driva,
And this
verkligen.
was when it hit its peak. Look at this second kill. That was a
second notice.
kill.
Synopsy. It starts with Regon. And it
Se on
ends on
normal
time. They
passar
do
då.
such a good job of bleeding him dry. A last timeout called here for Nip. And it's going to go to round 30. Wouldn't have it any other way at this point. An epic journey across this best of 3.
Juan Flatro is made of magic.
I thought it was 14-14. Okay, that actually, NIP, they still haven't even hit 14. They have no op to purchase up, but they didn't want one. They have enough money left over. There'll still be 2 buys that Bad News Eagles will have to chew through. Plopsky gets hit, I think, with an op right at the beginning of the round. Some early util damage as well. Yeah, this fight's even worse than I thought. They were, I mean, BNE were going to buy on this round, even if they had lost that last one.
They've given themselves such a chance to, at the very least, find that 15th. Flash in front of the setup, but remember, Hampus is hella close. Ooh, and Ceneri's gonna walk away. Not too far, though. More utility damage done.
He's waiting for a Coffin's flash. He comes to the re-aggression. They flash in response, and now it's more well-timed from NIP. This is huge.
A lot of posturing going on here in Banana this round. GXX is not close enough to help, but this continuation in utility damage.
They want them to use their smokes in this position. This is the key thing. The Hampus is going to smoke CT. Wait a second. They have all their util behind this. Will Bad News Eagles read into this? This pocket strat that worked earlier in the half. Oh, now they're walking up. Brolin takes first contact. 2 players dead on the site. They can't even go for it.
They have to save. They've got to call it quits, and with that, another successful B hit. Ninjas in pajamas, back to the textbook, back to winning ways.
That's an even better call.
Oh, and Rez, insult to injury as he turns it onto Regon's head. Now, again, because they won with those pistols, we do have, no, not even. It's only Ceneri with extra money.
Yeah, they needed to keep that 3 alive. And Rez is ready to hunt down a 4th, maybe even a 5th. Here he is at the end of Halls.
Oh, that round, bro. Brolin and Hampus just so sharp.
I thought they were going to go with their Molly exec that works so well. They just walk in, and Bad News Eagles don't want to smoke B. It's like a next level call. Uh-oh.
It's only GXX cowering in the corner of this bomb site. He hopes with fingers crossed that he can save this op. Rez. Oh, he's holding. He's holding. He's down at the final second. Clean sweep of the CT side. 14 rounds apiece.
Okay,
Good.
now it's going to round 30, and Bad News Eagles have to decide if they're going to save, and you got to assume they will. That's something new. NIP have a little bit extra.
Dunked on.
And instead of using that strat, they hang it over their head for even longer. GXX has an op, had so much money.
That was what Ceneri had left over.
Oh man, I mean, they've got Deagles and this op. They don't even need to buy. We saw that they basically won one of the couple of rounds in this half with a buy similar to this, but GXX goes down.
The nades.
And he's been a specialist.
Ceneri's gonna have to pick up that op. He's posted on the corner.
Uh-oh.
Regon's.
That's a strange smoke. I
Looking
mean,
to go clear this? I mean, A site's completely evacuated.
Yeah.
They're on the cusp of having to play for OT with nothing to buy into.
see how good this angle is.
Synopsy peeks wide. That's a little bit of damage. A second one confirmed.
That's so many spotted. They're down Banana. Smoke on Arch?
Hesitation.
Regon?
He drops bomb.
bravo
Rez
Beppa.
turns it on him.
Jebene
And
ona.
suddenly we've got one Flatro
Po
looking
që
to
tash
throw
live
something
është
to
luton.
Mix. He sees them
Heroin
leaving.
Sanko.
pushing
Live
back.
është,
They're
bro.
falling back.
They're terrified
He's
of him.
blowing the gun to himself.
He's gonna grab it.
But Hampus, oh, one Flatro with a huge kill inside Boiler and a quick sprint down to the bottom of Banana. They smoke off their flank and run for that bomb site. One Flatro knows he needs to hold, and this a tantalizing save when there is nothing to buy in the next one. They made Ninjas sweat.
And that's how, you know, they feel like they have absolutely no chance. That one smoke at the bottom of the Banana, man. If not for that, I feel like they even try to
Zonë
go
keq,
for
po
it.
gutën pa
Buy
këta.
in the next. That's such a ridiculous situation. All of those engagements that went down. One
These
Flatro's
nades.
kills in the halls, yeah, they targeted him. GXX out early, and it still comes this close. That's crazy.
The one tap. Look at this.
He looks to steal it. Oh, goes past him.
Ka. Sto be normal, pasharam.
New AK. The fresh body.
They can't let the emotions get the better of them. They've still saved with
Hello,
two
hello,
weapons.
Bostia. Hello, man. Hello, everyone.
They've proven to us and themselves that they can win with less.
Yeah, and every round they've absolutely been terrifying.
And if they can just get to overtime, money no longer a problem.
It's true. It's true. They have to play better than they've
This
ever
is a
played
good
here.
buy.
Yeah, it's healthy. It's very healthy.
Here we go, folks. Round 30.
M'duket që loja fort është.
What a best of 3.
What will be
Don't
the
go to
fault of
Pascal.
Campus? He has
Yes, ma merr me që është loja fort.
really done so well to get his
Moskovë
team
te fundit.
back into this match. After such a disappointing start, and he'll die at logs.
5v4. Oh, and Synopsy gonna get the better of Brolin. Bomb's still back in the T-spawn, and bad news, Eagles have put themselves in a phenomenal spot, but you better hold on for dear life. Rez is 23 and 18. Plopsky a mirrored score. Rez comes around the
Bravo,
corner.
bravo,
Back
bre.
strong for bad news, Eagles. Plopsky's gonna get some kind of an answer, but remember, bomb's still not held here from Ninjas, and a peek
Bravo.
around from Regon. Plopsky drops down into the pit with a 1v4 at hand. And this just screams OT.
Bravo.
Pressured and
Daya,
successful.
cool.
Bad news, Eagles give themselves a little more time to fight.
Oh, we're gonna go
Woo!
past regulation.
Kukuc
Are
fast race,
NIP ready
jawel.
for this?
A shiver down the Ninja's spine. Their job is not done yet.
Yeah, and it's the nades from the last round that helped NIP win the round. And Bad News Eagles used a similar tactic to start off this one hot, and it's also
Yeah,
the first time in
Chamba.
the half they've been that aggressive about banana
Wow.
control, almost always giving it up. So they found a new key to success.
Duket
Back to
Florian.
back.
NIP
Nuk
to
pe di
innovate
vallohi.
even further.
Ta kështu mesazh.
12-3 T-sides.
Ma pa fundit është
Back to back.
Inferno që është personal.
Yeah, this is so much more than the matchup, the teams, the map. It's brand new territory as well. Early 3-player setup on Banana. No one here from NIP. Instead, a lane setup. They'll have some fast rotations, but look how quickly NIP are moving.
Banana players for Bad News Eagles, a little bit cut off. Seeing
Oh,
as that
mos
smoke
u
to
got
the
ne
base of
posh,
B1
Rizal.
Flacho,
Puta.
nothing for his efforts.
A bomot.
That is as clean as you could wish for.
Oh, a huge call, man. They just play with no pressure right there. Up mid, Hampus so quickly through Arch.
Phenomenal flood.
Hajde
forward.
Sener.
All those nades.
Very quick. And I was a little nervous because you saw the speed that Ninjas came out of the T-spawn with. Kind of stuttered for a second. Rez peeks right into Scenari. He's going to get
GG.
deleted.
Hey, this is 10K OT. You don't want to keep dropping guns.
No, sir. Synopsy also going to get cleared out. GXX better save that off.
12.5. 12.5. Still matters.
Ah.
Down. Everyone dies. That's one way in which the Bad News Eagles could easily clean up their game, is not letting players die. On the whole comeback, they were having more trouble on the rifle rounds because NIP are the better team. On the pistoling rounds where they were playing free, they were obviously able to get more.
Yep.
But then on the rifle rounds, they were just giving up
Cash
guns.
paraka
Left,
që
right,
rrezë
center.
me nonë.
Going for retakes they couldn't win, being too aggressive in saves. Those little edges are where NIP are going to obviously outshine them. And they've got to be careful here. So first round one and done, and it's one of the best rounds that we saw all half from NIP off that call. Hampus really leading by example.
Bravo.
Between first one. Ooh,
Bravo, bravo.
damage.
Bravo, Rigon.
Swings out, and then the third player
Taho, zemrën taho.
When you think about the fact that we had 3 CT round wins across each half of
Ussa në
regulation,
rruke.
even one in OT could make a world of difference. Plopsky's gonna fight tooth and nail for this. Peeks around,
Ah.
insta headshot, and he only loses 1/3 his health. He's
Hadi
par
Synops.
for the chorus
Hadi
card
Synops.
for the clutch. Synopsy's walking in on him. Plopsky's
Bravo.
trying to keep him at bay, but a quick
Jaya.
crouch walk swing from Synopsy gives Bad News Eagles a 1-1 CT half so far.
Yes, and it's important to put it like that, right? The ratio's even here in overtime, and that's not reflective of how dominant the T sides have been throughout this game.
Ika sakatua, Rigoni.
Just one could be enough.
Yeah.
Ika dridha ver.
Oh yeah.
Triple short side stack.
Oof.
Take what you can get. Rigon to the top of the scoreboard now. 26 kills off of that 2K. They're going to leave a cache of grenades over towards this B site.
Yeah, amazing moves all series from Rigon.
Bravo, bravo Flatro, bravo bre.
Pushes into the boiler, finds Hampus ahead of his team.
Yeah, and look at the rotation. I mean, they kill Hampus, and they've seen him be not the lurker, but
Çfarë timingi o burr.
Opportunity there for S-Tag. He moves
Ku, çfarë timingi bune njeri.
One Flatro will now fall back. And listen, when this is dragged on, even though it's 4v5, I think Bad News Eagles have had a lot of trouble
Mos
playing
nash
from
nga
the
njeri
side.
Rigon.
They're actually going for the late re-aggression on mid. It's a huge call. I think this makes so much sense based on what we've seen. And now the pressure starts to lean towards B, but they suss out halls. They're already peeking into alt. NIP don't know it, but the CTs have taken back this space as fast as they got it.
Remember, they still have all those grenades as well. Rigon wastes no time. Oh, he's going to find S-Tag back turn. That's
Bravo.
an easy pickup. Looking for the 2 CT round wins, but Rez starts to have his way. A grenade onto Plopsky. Rez inside the site. GXX on the bomb. And Brolin's going to find him with his back turn to recovery as Rez finds a third. They get into this
Ciao, boom,
Oh my god, Rez.
But nope.
3 jackknife frags, 1v2 Rigon.
Rui Rigon,
He's done so
Rui
much.
Rigon.
This would be another level. He spotted one. Right
Ai.
Brolin takes him out.
What a save from Rez and NIP.
Oh, the op moving into the smoke, man, from coffins instead of playing that retake from the 2v3. They let Rez do so much, even though they had the full flank on Banana.
I have no idea, man.
Just a huge mistake here.
What are these
He is a
kills?
good player.
Blinded scenario.
Oh my
that's
God.
heartbreaking.
Ridiculous. He did see him. A beautiful shot from Rez, but this was just too much of a risk
Cool.
from GXX when they didn't need it.
Ngoj
It's such a
hini
shame
njeri.
because he's obviously had incredible
Ta
efficacy
gjuj keq atë.
all match long. But that could be the key round, right? We've seen the T sides do so much, and now it's 2-1.
Ku e di more.
2 away from knocking Bad News Eagles out of the showdown.
He's also so
Bad News
lucky.
Eagles have to
Yeah,
forget
maybe.
everything about that last round. Just let it slide, let it slip, and hone in on what was a dominating 12-3 T-side to start Inferno. Doesn't matter that you're in OT. Let it go. Get in. One Flatro trying to clear.
What?
Rez gets the better of him, and this is a rock-solid defense on the A site. All 5 down. all
What?
5 up. NIP 2 map and match points.
Yeah, that's it. They got 1 to go. Here on 18 already, they won that key round
Cool way.
just now. And the CT side is lighting up. Rez was blind for so long, but they couldn't get that trade. And then, yeah, he takes his arm over his face, and that's it.
They just couldn't get out.
2 dead right away. Problem scaling. And now NIP, they look jovial. They're pretty, I think, comfortable at this point. Still a 2-round game for Bne to come back into this. They got nothing else to do today, but they're taking late nades down B.
Oh, as if their job wasn't already difficult. Scenari walking wounded. utility damage. The grenades here from the ninjas are just going to be such an issue, but that spam is almost
Bravo be,
perfect.
Kalusto.
Roland just wanted to get to his smoke so he can go for the resmoke and CT.
Lucky to be alive, not to mention Plopsky also hit some. So as much as the grenades have done a good job for the ninjas, it's the smoke spam that goes the other way, and Juan Flatro just 8 more. Rygon.
Oregon.
just sitting on
Oregon.
it. Great flash. 2 flashes.
Bravo.
Tempest kills Roland. Plopsky still here on oranges. Throwing
Bravo.
the nades, and they found themselves an entry. They found themselves a route. A graceful team kill offered over, and Juan Flatro goes deep.
Bravo be. Bravo be, Flatro.
Goes down, and the Bad News Eagles go forward.
Oh.
1 more round at least.
Wow, with all that early util damage, you could think the morale's at an all-time low, just about to get knocked
Çünkü
out.
Rezi bur.
Rez, don't you
Koka normal.
They want at this point, of course, is for Rez to somehow find a way back into this.
Don't you dare.
Just gonna give it
Full
a shot.
belt of utility. He's got the kit. Bomb so far gone. Nobody's gonna face him.
Bravo.
As they
Bravo,
do,
Flatro.
Juan Flatro shuts
Ja,
him
be,
down,
broer.
but their job
Easy
far
step.
from done.
Yeah.
Nothing matters more than this next one.
They survived those early airstrikes, and Hampus, this is ridiculous. Oh, he's so blind. And Roland is low.
Full
after
blind
he
kan
does
bu, ha.
damage in the scenario
Kan cherun
flash,
yerin.
as well as the assistance to help take out Hampus. You know, real nightmare situation for the
Sener
CT
boba.
when they have enough material to fend off this attack.
And Plopsky trying to use grenades when they were already
Ja,
swarming
jävlar.
all around him.
He thanks the flash, though. And you got to give credit to Bne for that. Off, actually, for GXX here on the T side.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All those nades again.
They copy and pasted them from last round.
Mirrored situation. Regon's posted, ready for the challenge.
Ai.
The utility is so oppressive on Banana. GXX, though, that AWP on this T side blinded. He's not going to have any gap. A consistent stream of grenades just
What
flying
delish
down.
bet.
Banana challenge from
Sabet.
Synopsy, shut down by
Çünkü
Rez.
Rezi bur.
He falls
Koka normal.
comfortably. Smoke onto the arch side starts to draw players away from the CT spawn, but it's not like Bad News Eagles want this A site, and they've just got 4 counter-terrorists to commit.
Yeah, they're just walking up onto B, and there is no one here on the corner. No one spotting. Off back at Coffins. They are right for an execute to come their way. Full kit on GXX, but that's also the only smoke and molly.
That gap's a welcome invitation. Oh my god!
Ooh.
Plopsky's gonna go for the peak, lines up 2! Oh, he's looking to hold it all off, doubles back around construction, 35 seconds. GXX needs to plant, and he swapped out to the AK. Nobody's gonna rush that CT smoke. Plopsky!
Bravo. Bravo, Regon.
Regon holding on as that smoke keeps the
Rino,
within
Chiano,
the
Rino.
setup. We've got an incendiary on Hampus. Frag grenade for Rez could be the end of Regon and Ninjas. This is a 3 versus 2.
Huomasin
that
Papi
favors
Oregon,
them in
Maabe
the
Bursas.
retake. Deep peek from Regon. He goes for the challenge.
Maabe lossas så där står
It
vår.
needs to be GXX, and they're not looking at him.
Bravo.
He gets that first one, but there's Rez with the frag.
GG.
And as they jump on top that bomb, it is NIP with a sigh of relief. They survived the test.
Oh my god, they do it. They do it. And it's not an upset, but it was incredible.
Holy hell.
They stood up to
Hey.
a huge lead and came back on the T side and beat Bne after an entire war. That was ridiculous.
Oh, that is heartbreaking for the Bad News Eagles. Listen, listen. This was never supposed to happen. We're talking a legendary major team versus guys who fought from a LAN cafe to even get to the RMR, who have just qualified the biggest match of their lives, and they came up short, but only by a couple of rounds. If there's anything we can take away, is that the Ninjas in Pajamas can survive a test, 2 tests in fact, an 11-1 deficit on Ancient. That first half, 12-3. Bne are ready for the major.
Yeah.
That
Keep
we
your
can't
heads
deny.
high. Yeah, they set that up. Keep your heads high. Amazing.
Go ahead and throw this one back over to Freya. What do you guys make of that?
What an absolutely incredible matchup. A series that went the whole 9 yards and one of the most nail-biting matches we've seen thus far.
على بورسنا هي رابورتشي på him كيف var sport så هي رابورتشي هنا مختوس men eran ska med paren med flyttar på provunia de treare.
It's just a great matchup. It's a great game, back and forth, and as Scrawny said, it was nail biting almost from the beginning of Inferno, back and forth. Both teams played well, both teams played poor, and the comebacks on the T side coming in, you know, from NIP coming into overtime. It was just a game that had it all: individual plays, clutches, you name it. It was a quality game of Counter-Strike as well. Sometimes we talk about close games being scrappy, not beautiful games. This was a game where both teams actually showcased themselves from a good side. I was very, very impressed by Bne. I was very impressed by NIP. Good game of Counter-Strike.
Absolutely. I think we have to put our hands in the air for Bne because, I mean, putting this showcase on, how could we have expected this? But they really showed so much of what they're capable of. I hope that they are able to put on even more of a show at the major. But I'm personally impressed by NIP because if we think back almost 2 hours ago, they were just so down and out on map 1. And to be able to have the resilience to pull back from that, so much so that they were having smiles in this map.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. I'm proud of NIP for that.
And that's something that we say, you know, it is a true testing ground for some teams. The fact that if you have the mental resilience, the fortitude to be fighting back into a game that, you know, they were the heavy favorites coming into this. There's no doubt about this. Bne put up an incredible showing, but the fact that NIP can, you know, not let that affect their mentality, that shows, you know, why they're considered one of the top caliber teams.
Yeah, it was a great comeback. Great comeback. We saw Brolin play well. We saw Res once again showcase how good he is, especially in the overtime as well, coming in super clutch. You cannot deny the class that NIP possesses, but you can't help to feel sorry for Bad New Eagles either. So it's one of those scenarios where one of them have to lose, but you wish that both teams could play more. You wish you were to see them again, but it wasn't meant to be this time around. It was a good game of Counter-Strike, and I guess the real winners are us, you know, the fans, the viewers out there. We got a really, really good game right here. Good entertainment.
Yeah, no, it was incredible, and that is why the Showdown is considered so cutthroat. The fact that, you know, only one team is going through from either region of the Spring Showdown through to the Spring Finals in Lisbon. I do just want to touch on some of the player cam reactions, though, that we saw, particularly from Bne. The fact that we saw them getting so hyped. I know, and if you were talking about the fact that they're in this LAN boot camp together, if anybody missed out on the interview earlier, it's actually a fan that offered that to them. For them to come together and be playing these tournaments with, and you could just see the emotion coming out of them in that.
Yeah, for sure. I would like to mention to them that, like, as much as we get that positive emotion from them, they must be self-aware of the fact that I saw those tables turn as they were going through Inferno, and they were slamming desks and they were getting upset, and they have to know that, like, that is not going to support their play. The positive emotion, yes, but the negative emotion is not going to support them.
Must be shootout arenas, but they must be shootout arenas. Allah, keep on me shqiptar këto. You're dealing with Albanians. Mos më mshu shqiptarët avaninas kur t'luan CS:GO është e pamundur. Po le këto sena o burses. GG ai, tash mu tranu smujna, shnash ai. S'ki çka ban? Me të parën s'kan kur gjë. Me, wow, me pas fitue qëto, pas kam pas me dyt me Astralisat. Koja no, është kështu po mduket pas kam pas me hup. Problem. Jem luja u kry me so pesha une. Që dani me vazhdu lujen tjetër shtes dhe në finale kallëzani.
Well, we can also check in with our Mersk MVP. We have James on the line with one of our potential contenders. Is going to be Cadian. We can see the 5 contenders up on the screen. Of course, we'll be crowning one of these as our champion MVP at the end of the tournament. But let's hear a few words from Cadian about what he's thinking of his performance thus far.
So, Cadian, you are in the running to be the Mersk MVP trophy winner so far. You had quite a fun game, I guess, would be the...
Beste s'këshyrën ta se pa t'ja u kojnë ona, se hopën ekipa jonë shot ta mas shami këshyrta. Që kjo ke loja ty në djem me hopëm shnë shera tjetër se ka shumë herë vjen vera kadera, nuk vjen vesh një herë, për një vjet vjen po, për vitin tjetër është shansa tjetër. Låta Nemira Borsidie med Skifeme Kismet.